Good morning. We'd like to welcome you to another edition of the Sunday School Review. This week's Sunday School lesson is entitled, Jesus Reinstates Peter, and is taken from the 21st chapter of John. Now, the Apostle John is the author of this gospel. This really is a continuation from last week's lesson, where Jesus met some of his disciples on the Sea of Galilee. And they were there, and Jesus was on the shore as they were fishing, and they fished all night, and they came up empty, and Jesus told them to cast their net on the right side. And when they did, there was an abundance of fish. And once the men did get to shore, Jesus was there, and he had fish cooking on the coals, and he asked them to come and dine with him. Now, the lesson is from the 21st chapter of John, verses 15 through 19. Now, in the 21st chapter of John, that chapter is referred to as the epilogue or postscript. And one thing that this chapter does is to deal with reinstating or instituting Peter's broken, or reestablishing, let's say, Peter's broken relationship with Jesus. And we're going to talk about that as we go through our lesson. So let us look at the first outline. There are two outlines. The first outline is Jesus questions Peter. That's verses 15 through 17. And the second outline is verses 18 and 19, and it's Jesus speaks truth to Peter. Okay, now let's go back to our first outline here. And this is where Jesus questions Peter. And it's in 3 rounds of questions. And this Jesus' act of questioning Peter is an attempt to restore the broken relationship. Okay. Now, let's look at verse 15. 15a says, so when they had dined, okay, that was from last week. When they had dined, Jesus said unto Simon Peter, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me more than these? Okay, let's pause right there. So Jesus, in an attempt to restore Peter's broken relationship, the first question he asks him, the first question he says, first, do you love me more than these? Now, there's a couple of takes on it, but the most likely take is this, because remember, earlier in the account, the story of Peter and Jesus with his disciples, there was a time that Peter made this claim that if all of the others, that means the other disciples, other 12 at that point, if all of the other disciples leave you, I will never leave you. Okay? That was Peter's claim before Jesus was crucified. Okay? So And so we harken back to that. Okay, lovest thou me more than these? So Peter had made this bold claim that I will be with you. In other words, I love you more than all these others, meaning other disciples. Okay, and now let's go to finish up with 15. So Jesus said, lovest thou me more than these? That is, more than the others, which you claim you did. Okay, we find that in Matthew and other Gospels where Peter made that claim. Now, okay, 15c says, he said unto him, this is Peter, Peter said unto him, yea, Lord, though thou knowest I love thee. Okay. And Jesus said unto him, this is 15d, he said unto him, feed my lambs. Okay. Now, as I said, we wanted the broken relationship. We know what that broken relationship is. Peter, before Jesus' crucifixion, he denied him 3 times. It was a threefold denial. That's after Peter had said, if all of the others leave you, I will not. Yet we find him before Jesus' crucifixion, Peter denied knowing him 3 times. Okay, so the first round 1 says, do you love me more than these, as you claim you did before I was crucified? Okay, and when Peter said, yes, I love you, the first time, he said, feed my lamb. Okay, we go to verse 16. He said unto him again the second time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? He said unto him, yea, Lord. And Peter said unto him, yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He said unto him, feed my sheep. Okay, so what we see what is going on here. Peter, based on his threefold denial, Peter is given an opportunity to redeem himself. You know how you play a game with someone and maybe you win, and you say, are you going to give me an opportunity to redeem myself? And Jesus is saying to Peter, Peter, I'm going to give you an opportunity to redeem yourself. So the second time he asked him, again, do you love me? And Peter responded, yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He said unto him, feed my sheep. In other words, feed my sheep. That is, give them the word of God. So, but it's not over yet. Okay, it's not over yet. Now we go to verse 17. This is round 3. He said unto him the third time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? Peter was grieved because he said unto him the third time, okay, lovest thou me? And he said unto him, Lord, thou knowest all things, thou knowest that I love thee. Jesus said unto him, feed my sheep. So, in light of Peter's threefold denial, Peter is given an opportunity to provide a threefold confession of his love for Jesus. So Peter is given an opportunity to redeem himself, to mend that broken relationship. Because as I said, we don't, 21, as I said, chapter 21 is called an epilogue, a postscript, is to tie up loose ends. We don't want to leave it at that. Well, you know, Peter denied the Lord. And where do we see Peter's confession or Peter being redeemed or restored? And in chapter 21, this is where we see the fact that Peter, given the fact that he stated early that he would never leave the Lord, and he did leave the Lord. In fact, he denied him 3 times, a threefold denial. We see here in chapter 21, Peter is given an opportunity to put forth a threefold confession of his love for Jesus Christ. Therefore, we see that Peter, okay, has been fully restorated. And the Lord has given him the command to go and feed my sheep. In other words, give them the word of God. And we know that Peter was one of the prominent disciples, apostles in the early church. So we see Peter, and as the lesson title is, Jesus reinstates Peter. So we have it on record where Peter has been redeemed. Peter has been redeemed after his denial. He has been fully restored. Okay, so that is, I believe that ends the first outline where Peter is given an opportunity 3 times to reaffirm his love for Jesus Christ. And that's what the first outline shows us basically is restoring Peter. Threefold denial is followed by a threefold reaffirmation of Peter's love for Jesus Christ. Now, the last outline, the second outline, is Jesus speaks truth to Peter. Now, in this outline here, Jesus is going to prophesy the type of death Peter will be subjected to. In other words, Peter was a martyr. He was crucified for following the Lord. Okay, let's read that outline. There's 2 verses here. Verse 18 says, well, verse 18 is talking about young life. That's the subheading, young life. Verily, verily I say unto you, when thou was young, thou girded thyself and walkest whither, wherever thou wouldest. In other words, this is when you in your younger days, okay? So verse 18b is going to say your older days. And when thou shalt be old, thou shalt stretch forth thy hand. Now, this is the Lord's prophecy, a prediction of the type of death that he is going to suffer or die. In other words, Peter is going to be crucified, and legend had it he was crucified. However, because he did not deem it worthy to be crucified in the same manner as the Lord, his history tells us that Peter was crucified upside down, but he was crucified, okay, for following the Lord, okay. Now, let's go to verse 19a. And it says, this spake he, signifying by what death he should glorify him. Okay, so basically, as I said, 18 is talking about the type of death. That is, death by crucifixion. Okay, death by hanging, death by crucifixion. Now, in verse 19b, and when he had spoken this, he said unto him, follow me. Okay, so so Peter is restored, and he's given the a command to feed his sheep, feed his lamb. That is, feed them the word of God. And we know that after Peter's restoration, Peter was became a willing follower, and he was willing to sacrifice everything for the Lord, even his own life. Peter was bold, and Peter spent the rest of his life following Christ. And this is our lesson today. Jesus reinstates Peter. That is, after his denial of the Lord. Peter was broken relationship had been reestablished. We thank you for watching. We ask you to join us next week for another edition of the Sunday School Review. Thank you.